negative about it.
Yes, people, what's happening? And welcome back to the channel and welcome to the match reaction for Chelsea 2, Newcastle 1. First things first, guys, make sure you smash the like, subscribe if you're new around here, all of that good stuff. And as always, leave your thoughts in the comments below. And that was a big 3 points, much needed, had to work hard, had to dig in for it. But actually, on the balance of play, was deserved in the end, even though Newcastle made us work hard for it. And there were a few dodgy moments at the end, but it's been a really good weekend for Chelsea. Spurs losing, obviously Man United losing is great for everyone, not that they're in competition with us or anything, but that's always good. And both Arsenal and Liverpool dropping points, plus Villa and Brighton as well, which means we end the weekend 5th, just 1 point behind Arsenal in 3rd after 9 games. Just makes you wonder what could have been if we just turned 1 or 2 of those draws against Forest and Palace into wins. But anyway, this was a good performance today. I liked what I saw. I like the fact that we dug in. I like the fact that we ground it out, backs to the walls at time. Everyone dug in and did their bit. And I would say, you know, for about 70 odd minutes, it was a good performance. We done well. And then, you know, last 15, 20, we did have to dig in quite a lot. But, you know, it was good all round. Jackson was great. Neto played very well. Reece James was brilliant, you know, responding to that Maresca criticism, made some really important blocks as well. And it was a positive afternoon for a lot of the players. And in terms of the starting lineup, by the way, guys, no real surprises there. Neto, I think, deserved this start. I think you could tell from the week when he come off early that he was going to start this game. And it was deserved, you know, him on that, starting down that left-hand side. I know we've seen him more on the right, but he was good on the left. Palmer back into the team naturally. And I thought, you know, we thought it was going to be Gusto staying at left back with Reece James at right back. But actually, it turned out that Reece played at left back with Cucurella on the bench. And obviously Gusto playing at right back, which is a little bit of a surprise. I didn't expect to see Reece James play left back. But actually, for what it's worth, for the 70-odd minutes that he was there before Cucurella came on and he switched to right back, he actually did a very good job. So again, you know, that could be another potential option for us if Maresca sees fit to do so. I mean, we started the game really well. Goal ruled out for offside inside the first 5 minutes. You know, really good finish from Palmer. Why the Premier League still hasn't brought in semi-automatic offsides, I will never know. It's an absolute shambles in the ground. You're just sat there just waiting. They're drawing all these little lines. Just, guys, where's the semi-automatic offside? It's literally done in an instant, like it was at the World Cup in Qatar. And there's no messing about. There's no drawing your stupid lines. There's no contention about anything. You're either on or you're off, and it tells you straight away. Why it's not come in, I will never, ever know. But I thought we were a little bit hard done by on that one. But you know, we kept pushing, on, and then we do get our rewards, and it's a brilliant goal, a really good team goal. You just knew, right? As soon as Palmer got the ball, he was going to do something. You know, the pass is absolutely superb. You know, for Pedro Neto. Neto uses his brilliant pace to get past the defender, knocks it across for Jackson, who applies a really decent finish. And his finishing has got so much better. And generally, you know, for me, Nicholas Jackson is one of the best strikers in the Premier League. He's got everything. You know, he's added goals. His finishing's improved. You know, he scores goals. He links up the play well. He runs channels. He's a nightmare for defenders. He is one of the most complete centre forwards in the Premier League right now. And I don't care what anyone says. He absolutely is. And the improvement that he's made from the end of last season to the start of this season is absolutely massive. And you can 100% see why he starts over in Nkunku, because he simply offers way more to this team than Christopher Nkunku does. But yeah, that goal was a display of brilliant, clinical Chelsea at their best, counter-attacking football, absolutely superb. And Cole Palmer, just like, well, what do you say about this guy? What do you say about him? You know, he just makes the game look so easy. He's always making an impact. You know, for me, he's the best player in the Premier League. He's one of the best players in the world right now. And he's an absolute joy to watch, an absolute joy. And it's a privilege to see him play football week in, week out in the Chelsea shirt. Zola was in attendance today, you know, and you know, there's a touch of the Zola about Palmer. You know, he was actually asked about Zola afterwards. Palmer too young to have seen Zola. But he, you know, put in his FIFA knowledge, he said, oh yeah, he was an icon on FIFA, so he must have been good. Cole keeping it real with his FIFA knowledge, but again, exceptional from him. But the downside was the defending for the goal was poor. I'll be really honest. The defending for the goal was not good. You know, players beaten far too easily, and then Reece is a little bit sleeping at the back post, and that's one thing that Reece does need to work on. To be perfectly honest, is his awareness at the back stick has not been the best on, excuse me, on a few occasions. You know, over the past few seasons. You know, if you're not going to get there, make sure you're shouting at your centre back to pick up your man, because Isak was just free in the box to tap home, and it was a good move. But Fofana got done. I think Gusto wasn't particularly good defensively. It was just a bit of a mess all round from a defensive standpoint on that one. But again, that was tight as well. I didn't really think it was that much different from what we saw from the Palmer one. So yeah, I mean, I'm not saying we were like it was an absolute robbery, but there really wasn't much difference between the two, one given, one not. And you go in at half time 1-1, and you're kind of feeling frustrated, because at least for the first 30 minutes, we were all over Newcastle. But again, we didn't reap the rewards of our dominance. And, you know, we just needed to calm it down a little bit, not play into the emotion. The referee was shocking. And we just needed to calm it down a bit, and we needed to take it back to basics. You know, we were doing well. We were building up from deep, not slow build up from deep. You know, we were inviting Newcastle to press us, and they were leaving a lot of space in behind for the likes of Palmer, the likes of Jackson to drop in there. And you know, we did carve them open, and you know, we should have maybe done it a few more occasions in that first half, but we didn't. You go in one at the break feeling frustrated. But one thing under Enzo Maresca, which we have done, is come out and start second halves really well and perform really well in second halves. And just like at Liverpool, we got the early goal in the second half. We got it again with Cole Palmer. Ridiculous. You just don't know what to say about him. The guy is an absolute joke. You know, second he picked the ball up, you know he was going to have a shot. And yeah, he took it a little bit wide, but you know, he just smashed it near post. And I don't know how he does it. I don't know how he does it, but that was really, really, you know, a good finish from him. You know, Pope did get close to it, but there was too much power on the shot, and he wasn't going to keep that one out. And that was the exact start to the half, that we needed. And we just managed to dig in and basically we held on. We created a few other chances. Obviously, Neto hitting the post from a header, which, you know, it was a tight angle. I don't think you can be too critical of him there. In Nkunku, we had a penalty overturned at the end, probably rightly so. It did look a little bit soft at the time, but all you're asking for is consistency with these decisions. But let's move on to the negative then. Robert Sanchez, absolutely dreadful. This guy is a complete and utter shambles. Dreadful in every aspect. How many times do we need to see this guy play to realize he is not good enough? He makes everyone nervous around him. He gives confidence to the opponents, because he always has at least one stupid moment minimum per game. And we're lucky that Caicedo bailed us out, and we're lucky that Alexander Isak in this position chose not to pass the ball. Otherwise, this would have been a 2-2. Look at the space for Joelinton there at the edge of the box. That's curtains for us if Isak decides to get his head up and square the ball. What Robert Sanchez was doing there, I've got absolutely no idea. His distribution was absolutely shocking as well. Thankfully, Caicedo bailed us out from that moment, but his distribution was poor. You know, I'm just looking here right now. Sanchez attempted 25 long balls, only 6 were successful, and only 20 of his 40 passes were successful. That is not good enough. That is not good enough. Really not. It's totally unacceptable. And Maresca saying after the game, you know, I asked Robert to do that. The moment he stops doing that, he's not going to play. It's not his mistake. It's my mistake. And that's a manager taking the pressure off his player. But I don't want to hear this nonsense from Maresca. Oh, he's in the team for his distribution. He's in the team because he's good with the ball at his feet. No, he's not. We're not stupid. Stop fooling us. Or stop trying to fool us. If you think he's better than Jorgensen, just say you think he's better than Jorgensen, because he's not in the team for his distribution, because that is absolutely dreadful. I don't want to see this guy play again for us, but he is going to play again for us. And we're just going to have to hope that he doesn't cost us any more points. But we know full well that he will. And it's just a matter of when, not if, he's going to make mistakes. And it's a matter of when, not if, he's going to cost us points and make us lose matches. And, you know, that is a horrible, horrible position to be in with your goalkeeper. It's one that you don't want to be in with at all, but it's one that we absolutely find ourselves in. And in the conversation at the ground, this guy not good enough. Everyone can see it, but the manager. He makes everyone so nervous, so nervous. But yeah, it is what it is, you know. But it was a tight game today. It really was. I predicted 2-1 in the preview, predicted 2-1 on the way to the ground. It was a much needed 3 points, and it showed what we could do against, you know, a decent level of opposition. We managed to hold on to a win, emotions running high, and that was vital for us. Absolutely vital. Just our second win of the season at home, and we really, really needed it. And another thing that I liked as well is Maresca giving players chances on merit. Mudryk, having played really well in the week, first one off the bench. Thought he did well. Should have done better with the chance that he had. Should be scoring that, but I thought he did well. And, you know, these guys are being rewarded. Felix, no minutes. Sanchez, no minutes. So he's not afraid to, you know, make big decisions. Again, Lavia in for Enzo was the right decision. The balance of the team is better. Enzo's going to have to start performing better to work his way back into it. Maresca's not afraid to make the big decisions. And actually, he does it for the better of the team. Whether Lavia's a better player than Enzo is neither here nor there. He suits the balance of the team better. And overall, that is the most important thing right now. So, look, I think we got, you know, a top 4 level attack, absolutely. The midfield, I think, is good enough, even though defensively at times they weren't really good enough today. But our defence is a concern. I think we're really, defence, we're between sort of maybe a 6th to 9th. So it kind of averages out at a 5th or 6th place finish. You could potentially say. But yeah, defensively, we need to improve. But this was a massive 3 points for us. I liked what I saw for large parts. I like the fact that we can dig in and get our backs up against the wall and hold on to results. And move on to Wednesday, Newcastle in the Cup away. That's going to be a big one. And then we've got Man United away on Sunday at Old Trafford, where you can't really have any confidence going into it because of our record there. It doesn't matter how bad they are. It doesn't matter how good we are. We just don't win at that ground. But, you know, records are there to be broken. And Erik ten Hag's breaking them left, right and centre. So hopefully he's going to be the Man United manager that loses to Chelsea at Old Trafford for the first time, I think, since, 2012 or something like that. But anyway, guys, that's my thoughts on the game. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Make sure you're smashing the likes. Make sure you're subscribing if you're new around here. And I'll catch you again in another one soon. Up the Chelsea and peace out.